everyone. Today's video I want to give you guys a story, or tell you guys a story that happened about a few years ago when I was driving for one of the rideshare companies here in Anchorage, Alaska. So this happened on a weekend, on a party night. I think it was a Friday or Saturday night, but I was doing one of the late night shift, and when I got to one of the famous bars, or one of the popular bars, this lady came out right in front of me, and then she jumped right into the back seat of my vehicle. And at that time, I didn't have any ride requests or anything like that yet. And she was like, "Are you my driver?" And I was like, "No, I'm not your driver." And I can tell right away the way she was talking, the way she was, her attitude, that she was just completely wasted, intoxicated. So I told her that I can give her a ride if she requests a ride on her phone or whatever. But at that time, she didn't have her phone or anything at all, which was pretty crazy. She did have her wallet, and we talked for about 2-3 minutes on like, hey, what we can do. And at that point, I just decided that, hey, I'll just give you a free ride. Give me your address, and I'll just send you home. I shut it off my app, and then I just on the way to her house. I want to say it was like a 10, probably no more than 15-minute drive from where I picked her up in downtown. She was in the back seat, pretty quiet. I was telling her, I was asking her, hey, who did you go out with? Did you go with your girlfriends, your boyfriends? Where's your phone? Just basic questions, if she kind of knew what she was doing. And for some reason, I guess she was just so intoxicated. She really didn't know what she was doing. But she wasn't intoxicated to a point that she couldn't walk no more, or that she couldn't think. She can still think properly, and stuff like that. But I'll pause right there for a second and give you guys my opinion. This kind of situation is so scary for a young lady out in the night partying, because if it would have been somebody else that picked her up and that had bad intentions, they could have just knocked her on the head and drugged her or tied her up, and who knows what would have happened that night. So it was just crazy. I was just thinking about that when I drove her home. Like, man, this is a bad situation if she would have went into somebody that had bad intention. So we drove to her place. She gave me her address, drove to her place. And once we arrived at her place, she lives there, and her boyfriend lives there, but her boyfriend was also out that night, so he's still lost somewhere. We got to her place. I was like, all right, this is your place. And she was like, I don't have my keys. Like, what? You don't have your keys? So now we run into the issue of, hey, what should we do? Now, this is in the wintertime. This is during the wintertime. It's cold outside. It was nighttime. I was like, hey, can you go to your neighbors? Can you just go stay with one of your neighbors for a while if you're close to your neighbor? But I'm assuming she wasn't close to any of her neighbors and stuff like that. So at that time, we just stayed in my car for a little bit, and we're like, all right, give me your boyfriend's number. I'll call your boyfriend. And with technology nowadays, people can just save their phone number. Like, they'll save their boyfriend's phone number, but they don't know their actual number. If you want to call your boyfriend or your girlfriend, you just press their name and it calls for you. But if you don't know their number, and you have to know the 7 digits, most people nowadays don't know people's number. They don't have a physical memory of their number. For example, my wife, I know her phone number. even if I lost my phone, I can still call her because I have it memorized. But my brothers, my sisters, my mom, my dad, I actually don't know their phone number. I have it stored in my phone under mom, dad, etc., etc. But if I was to lose my phone, I don't know their number actually, which is a bad thing. And I'm pretty sure most of us are like that. So back to the story. I was like, hey, what's your boyfriend's number? Let me give him a call. I don't know her. I don't know his number. I don't have his number because she doesn't have her phone, remember? And I was like, all right, what's your number? Let me call your phone. And then I think I did call her phone at one. No, I think she didn't remember her own phone number or something along that case. So I was like, all right, do you have any girlfriends? Do you have any girlfriends that you know their phone numbers? And she didn't know anybody's phone number. So this is pretty crazy. So I'm like, all right, let's what's your Facebook? Let me hop onto your Facebook so I can go find your boyfriend and message him on Facebook. And I think at that time we couldn't find her and something along that line. And then we went into the next step was like, all right, I gave her my phone, like, log into your Facebook so I can go and look at your friend list, contact one of your friends. And we tried doing that. She don't really remember her phone number, or no, she don't remember her Facebook password or something along that line. So we couldn't get into her Facebook at all. We couldn't reach any of her friends, family, anything like that. And then I went to go search up on I searched her on Instagram, and I found out that she was one of my followers, which is pretty crazy. But even though we went through Instagram, we couldn't get in touch with any of her close friends or acquaintances. So we literally sat in my car for like 20-30 plus minutes brainstorming what to do. We couldn't get any contact with anybody. And then she was like, all right, I'm gonna try to go into the house by going through the side windows. And I was told, all right, go do it. And when she went outside, I can see her from my front windshield. It's not like she went around the block or anything like that. But at that time, I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to go out and help her get inside her house or anything like that because I didn't want to be part of that. But she went outside, tried to go through the windows and stuff. And then after 30 minutes, this is 30 minutes or so, once we got to her place already, her boyfriend finally shows up out of nowhere. Her boyfriend shows up, and he and we didn't really talk at all. We just like, hey, there's your, we just waved at each other. Hey, this is your girlfriend. I brought her home. And then later on, I think since I called her phone, I think her boyfriend had her phone at that time. But later on, I think he texted me or something. I think he just texted me, hey, are you the person that dropped off my girlfriend? And I'm like, yeah, I'm the rideshare driver that dropped off your girlfriend. And that was pretty much it. So that was the end of that night, which is pretty crazy. And the thing about this story is that this whole story was captured on video on my dash cam. You can't really see what happened, but you can hear the audio. You can see the video once we got to her place because the camera's facing the front and it records anything in the front. But this is one of the craziest. It wasn't crazy. Nothing crazy happened, but it could have been one of the craziest situations ever. Intoxicated girl, don't know where she's at, don't have her phone number, don't have any contact. Jumps into my vehicle, and I took her home. If she would have jumped to any random guy that had bad intentions or other intentions, who knows what would have happened. And I'm sure this was not the first time this happened in this world or in Anchorage. If this happened to me, I'm pretty sure girls have jumped into other people's car, and who knows what would have happened already. I'm pretty sure these things happen more often than we hear about, where girls or guys jump into other people's car and either they get home safely, or they make a new friend that night, or something else happen. But the moral of the story is that the moral of the story, or what I want you guys to take from this, is that if you guys are going out, man, be safe. Make sure you go with somebody. Have each other's back. Know where you guys are doing. If you're going with the friends, make sure you know that they get home safe. And then everybody needs to remember at least their phone number, or somebody. They need to remember at least one important contact's phone number, whether that's your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, mom or dad, brother, sister, uncle, nephew, whoever the case may be. You need to know at least 2 important people and memorize their contact number by head, not by looking on your phone or something like that. It was just so crazy that, we couldn't get anybody's number because we didn't know what to do. So I hope you guys enjoy one of this crazy story from one of my rideshare experience. And if you guys enjoy these kind of stories, and if you guys want to hear more crazy stories during those years when I worked for these companies, let me know in the comments section below, and I'll be more than happy to tell you, because I still have lots of crazy stories that I think about it nowadays, and I'm like, man, that was fun, that was crazy. Nothing was life-threatening. All these stories are just fun, crazy, party fun stories. So I do have more stories that I would like to share with you guys. Let me know in the comment section if you guys enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.